Okay. Justices and judge, it is so wonderful to have you to grace the stage. All right. Now, these will be questions that millennials might want to know about you. Okay? So it's very specific. Some of these answers will not take very long to answer at all. Okay? Some of these will be actually lightning round questions where you're going to have to think on the spot. Okay? You get a 5-second timer. Okay, now I'm going to ask first with Justice Cunningham, and I want you to come down the line with this answer, okay? What's your zodiac sign?
Scorpio.
Leo.
Oh, okay. I like it. Oh,
Aquarius.
My mom's Aquarius.
see, these are things we need to know about you. Okay, how old are you? And we're gonna go this way. And hey, I'm sorry. If you want to answer in a range, that would work just fine. Since I am a lady, I feel like I can ask that question. Okay?
Just don't answer wheat.
That is not a question that is on here.
I am 54 and proud of it.
Wonderful.
That's right.
Ages and lines unlisted.
I'm sorry, Justice Cunningham, I'm sorry. We have a detractor. Okay, now, your age range or at least your generation.
Baby boomer.
Okay. Wow. To get this answer, I'm going to work on this as we continue to vet candidates. Okay.
I am definitely a baby boomer, but I don't want to encourage implicit bias, so I don't tell my age.
Wow. Okay. Where did you grow up? And I'm going to start with Justice Cobbs.
Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay. Now, Justice Cunningham.
Harlem, New York City.
Okay. All right. And Judge. Yes.
Oak Park and Park Ridge.
Illinois.
All right. Illinois in the house. All right. Okay, so this next question is going to be very difficult for us to understand. Maybe not about you, but for the rest of you. What high school did you attend? Now, I'm going to start and we're going to go down
Maine South.
Main South. Okay.
Hamilton High School, Maryland.
Resurrection High School, New York City.
Okay. All right. Did you graduate? Which I don't really have to answer.
What are we talking about here?
Who is supposed to vet my questions? Jesus. I see. Okay. Now, are you married or in a committed relationship? We're going to start with Justice Cunningham.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, I'm married for 30 years.
Okay. Do you have any children?
Yes, one dog.
Godchildren.
Okay.
One son.
All right. Oh, and I meant to ask about fur babies too. Any fur babies?
No fur babies.
No fur babies. Okay. I understand. Now, not for you, but for Justice Cunningham Cobbs, when did you come to Chicago? Oh, sorry, Justice Cobbs.
1983.
Okay.
About that time, I think 1983 also.
Okay, wonderful. Now, what neighborhood, if you don't mind answering, please, do you currently live in? Justice Cunningham.
Lakeview.
Orland Park.
On the north side.
Okay, do you know the neighborhood?
It's like Gold Coast.
Okay, wonderful. Now, this is do you support Black-owned businesses in the community? I'm gonna start with you.
Oh, no.
I support all businesses in Chicagoland. Yes.
Okay, now that, so, I'm sorry, but you gotta,
So, small business,
No.
minority business,
no,
women-owned business,
No.
black-owned business. Yes, magnificent,
Magnificent, there you go.
Magnificent.
okay, so have you ever been to the Black Magnificent Mile? Okay, that is also known as Mahalia Jackson, which is on 79th Street. So I would recommend during Black History Month to support a Black-owned business.
That would be terrific.
Wonderful. Now, do you support Black-owned businesses?
Especially if they're serving food.
You know what we do.
Understand that, understand that.
Go through the stomach, Queen. Go through the stomach.
100%, absolutely.
Okay, all right. Now, I'm gonna ask this about your family. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being very close, how close are you with your immediate family? So, I'm gonna start with Judge.
5+.
5+.
6.
There you go. That's that Kobe number. One of
Listen, with these women, I love the answers because it's always like a one-up or keep it going. You know what I mean? It is definitely giving the energy. I can appreciate that. All right. Now, how do you deal with someone who you disagree with or are in conflict with? We're going to start with Judge Cunningham. Justice, sorry. Justice.
I try to use the opportunity as a teachable moment because
Yeah, okay. Is the light on?
It seems like the smaller speakers are working, but the bigger speakers went out.
Thank you.
I try to use conflicts as a teachable moment because I think if I don't do that, then it ramps up the conflict and it goes on and on. So to me, trying to resolve it is better than being a one-upsman. So I try to use whatever is occurring as a teachable moment. And because it's a short time now, I can't give you anecdotes, but I'd like to. So if we have time, I will.
Okay.
We'll get back to that. Thank you.
I'm glad you asked. So when I was training to become a clinical social worker, one of the courses that we were required to take was conflict resolution. And part of how you resolve any conflict is to make certain that you are actively listening. That is, that you're listening to the other side, making certain that you understand clearly, parrot it back, so that you're clear and you're communicating so that you can reach a resolution of the conflict.
Okay.
Hear both sides, that's something that the judges take an oath to do, to hear both sides. We can disagree, but we cannot be disagreeable. We are seeing that throughout our country, so I really work hard on civility, respect for all, and conflict resolution.
Okay, thank you. And name 3 of your top personality traits. We're gonna start 2. Oh, okay. So 3, please, Judge Cameron.
Empathy, equity, and fair.
All right. Justice Tubbs.
Patience, temperance, accommodation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Justice.
Maternal, patient, and energetic.
Okay. Now this one might prove to be a little bit more difficult. And you had to answer from someone else's perspective. I know that this is speculation, but what are some personality traits that other people would say about you? Now we're gonna start with Justice Cunningham.
Maternal,
Okay, they have to be different. And what they would say about you if they had a critical eye.
Creatively speaking.
I'm smart and I am patient. Did I say that?
Yes, you
already?
did. Yes, you did.
And I'm a good cook. And I rush a lot. I'm always rushing.
I can hear that. Okay. Just gonna say sounds the opposite of patience. But
It's true. I think I'm patient, but other people think I'm always rushing.
appreciate that. Thank you. Justice Cobbs.
Creative, compassionate, decisive.
Okay. Judge.
The bar associations have said I am praised for my legal knowledge, my temperament, and my handling of difficult assignments in even temperament situations.
I appreciate that, but I'm gonna ask you about a family member's perspective.
Yeah.
I think they would say that I am caring, I am loving, and I am patient and kind.
Thank you. Thank you.
Even after a whooping. Even after your daughter get a whooping.
My daughter would say that as well.
That's what I should have asked. What would kids say about you? What should our kids say about you? They probably gonna be like, like, okay. So, what are 3 social issues that are dear to you? And I'm gonna start with Justice Cobbs.
That's a good question. It's easy. Homelessness. Food, hunger, where there are food deserts, and illiteracy.
Last part, sorry.
Illiteracy.
Yeah. Okay. Justice Cunningham.
Gun violence, education, and homelessness.
Okay. Okay. Judge.
Poverty, homelessness, education.
Okay, thank you, thank you. And what are 3 personal values that you hold dear? Now, for example, value being integrity, right? You can't use mine now, okay? I said it already, I'm sorry. I know, I took a good one. So, 3 personal values that you hold dear. Judge Campbell.
Character, I think character really counts. In the courts, it definitely counts.
Y'all might too close to each other.
Work ethic, it's really important to me. And oh gosh, there's just so many. But work ethic, character, and fairness, really, equity.
Equity, right? I can appreciate that, right? Okay, thank you. Justice Cobbs.
Loyalty, honesty, and integrity.
I had to give y'all an example.
You know, we all have the mic.
Okay, listen, I'm sorry, like, but no, you have to choose your own.
Morality.
Thank you, yes. Justice Cunningham.
Loyalty, accountability, and punctuality.
Okay, all right. Now, see, they just taught me something. I'm not gonna let nobody repeat in the next one. Okay, look, but nah, I really.
But wait a minute, but that's not fair, because what if we have the same values?
This is so true. This is so true. But you will have to find another word.
Hey, that's the young judge is making. That's the young judge is making. Possibly to get to the justice.
Listen, we can see about this. Okay, now, I know that you guys, it's very difficult to answer a question like this, but I think that if you can help me frame it into a way that you can answer, it is about how do you see the current issue of the quote unquote migrant crisis making its way into the courts? Like, how do you foresee that happening? And if it does, not necessarily how you would rule, right? But how do we navigate that process from the judicial process? I would like to start with Justice Cunningham.
I think there are many possibilities for that, but one of the ways that I can envision is that if local resources are used in a particular way to fund certain needs and issues that migrants need, I can see maybe a local organization or something of that nature challenging that as being a misuse of public funds or public funds not being used in an equitable manner. Not saying that that's
Right.
but I can see that being a way that a matter could make its way into the court system.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Justice Cobbs.
I can envision that there might be some issues that will begin at the administrative level. For instance, if there are migrants who are seeking employment, they attain employment and are somehow paid differently than someone who doesn't have migrant status, or if there is some redlining or housing, and then we have a fair housing or unfair housing claim. So I can see a few ways in which cases might begin at the administrative level and wind their way up to the circuit court, ultimately to the appellate court.
Thank you. Judge.
I sit in a division called General Chancery. It's a court of equity. So I actually see these cases. They're coming to me by virtue of preliminary injunctions. They're coming by virtue of neighbors groups saying, what is happening in these communities? Are laws being bypassed for skipping through zoning requirements? We want to stop it, or we want to enforce this, or we want to fast track it. So my court call right now is actually seeing some of the problems, both administratively, socially, fiscally, and so forth.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And then, last question before we get to the lightning round. Now, this is a question that is very dear to me, and I know it's going to be very difficult to answer as well. But it basically still falls in line with the migrant crisis issue. But how do we seek reparations making itself through the court system and finding itself in the court system and what we can expect in this process? First, we're going to begin with Judge Cameron.
I would think that if a law on reparations gets passed and somebody wants to challenge it, it would find its way to the Chancery Court, most likely by virtue of some equitable relief declaratory judgment in terms of whether it passes muster or not.
Interesting, thank you. I'm sorry, I have a subsequent question after you answer my question, but to all of you all. Please, Justice Cobbs.
So I can see that there might be a challenge to represent reparations based on equal protection. I think it's exactly based on an equal protection claim. So I can see that there might be perhaps an ordinance or legislation that's passed that would permit reparations for a class of people, and another class of people who might believe that they have standing or are impacted by that ruling might bring a case beginning in the circuit court to challenge it on equal protection grounds.
Thank you. Justice Cunningham.
I can see a case making its way into the court system on the basis of standing. And by standing, I mean when you have standing, you have the right to challenge whatever the law is. And if a reparations legislation or statute is passed for a particular municipality, if somebody wants to challenge it, they have to have standing. And I can see that being a big deal because you can't raise any legal challenge unless you have standing. So that would be a bottom line issue for them to, hurdle for them to cross, and I can see that being a possibility.
Thank you. And just the question, that the subsequent question, and it's kind of a yes or no. Do you think that there's any relation, I'm gonna start with you, Justice Cunningham, between reparations and understanding the standard or the bar of strict scrutiny? Like when you have to prove that something is racist, or I hope I'm saying it correctly, under strict scrutiny is the bar that it has to pass. Like if you have, give me 1 second, beyond a shadow of, not a shadow of doubt, but beyond reasonable doubt, right? Is there a standing that is?
Well, reasonable doubt is for criminal cases. And reparations, would anything having to do with reparations would be a civil matter. So that's a different standard.
Correct.
It would not be beyond reasonable doubt.
Would it be
So-
strict scrutiny, but strict
No,
scrutiny?
strict scrutiny is not a standard. It's either, more probably true than not, clear and convincing. Strict scrutiny is not a standard.
Okay, thank you. I
So-
appreciate, so you guys don't have to answer that question.
I'm not sure what the question is.
Okay.
Can you if you can rephrase it,
I'm
it
so
would help
sorry. It
us.
was a term that please, Justice Combs.
Maybe Justice Cobbs can help.
Strict scrutiny generally is a level of review that applies to challenges based on constitutionality. So you have rational basis, whether the statute is rationally related to the legislation that's being passed, or whether the statute should be reviewed under a standard of strict scrutiny. Strict scrutiny is usually applied to cases that involve protected classes, race, age, sex, the like.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Look, you learned something there. Look, appreciate that. Now, I know that we kind of answered the question. Do you have anything to add, Judge?
No.
Okay. I kind of got my last things from so if you have anything left, thank you. Okay, now, like I said, this is going to be, snap. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 5, being most important, how important are other people's values to you? On a scale, so when I say 1, we're talking about like, I really don't care about what anyone thinks, and if they don't align with me, they can go kick a rock. And I'm being clean here, my name is Clean. So 5 is they matter to you on the level of it will matter to Jesus. Okay, like that level is 5. Because I realized that on the first question we gave 5, 5, 6, I didn't give y'all a range of where it was supposed to go. Okay, so that was my fault. But yes, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the most important, how important are other people's values to you with that scale? Judge Cameron.
People are a 5+ to me, so their values also would be a 5+ to me.
She is going above Jesus, okay? Okay.
I care about other people. I care what they think. I care what they value, and that's what I'm designed to serve. All of us are. We share similar values. You've seen that. We have similar answers. We wouldn't be here if you and what you cared about was not critically important to all of us. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So it's a 5+. Justice Cobbs.
It's got to be 5+, because as Judge Gamble indicated, we wouldn't be here, we shouldn't be here if we didn't care about people. So you have to value others' values.
That's right.
Okay, thank you.
I just say amen to that.
Amen. Because I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna keep going to 5+. So, I want to ask this. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being very well, how well do you manage stressful situations? I'm gonna start with Justice Cunningham.
I cook. I find cooking very relaxing. This past week, I was really busy, but you know what I did? I made a dozen and a half muffins. Did I have time to make muffins from scratch? No, but I did it anyway.
Okay, when she in a stressful situation, she gonna cook. She gonna cook. Thank you. Justice Cobbs. Oh, okay, yes. You need that. Justice Cobbs.
I journal.
Okay,
I journal. I
okay.
journal daily. Whatever has occurred to me in the course of my day, I journal.
Thank you. All right. And
When does that autobiography come out?
Judge Cameron.
I walk and I pray while I'm walking.
Surrey.
Now, here goes the lightning round. Okay, we're gonna start with Justice Cunningham and let you come down the line, okay? All right, now you can't give me, oh, I'm sometimes this, I'm sometimes that. I'm gonna need a definite answer. Thank you. Are you calm or anxious?
Anxious.
Calm.
Calm.
Okay. Introvert or extrovert?
Extrovert.
Blended.
She knew the rules. Doctor, ma'am, no, I'm coming back to you. You can't say no.
During campaign season, I'm extrovert.
There you go. Thank you.
Introvert.
Okay. All right. Now we're gonna go. You done too? We're gonna go back this. Lone wolf or social butterfly?
Lone wolf.
Leo, come on now. Oh, lone wolf or social butterfly?
Social butterfly.
Okay. Morning person or night owl?
Morning.
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 Oh, y'all have to get up and report. Like, of course, in the morning. Okay. Do you prefer exercise or Netflix?
Exercise.
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 Okay. All right. Social media or privacy, which I think I'm already gonna know that answer. So, social media or privacy?
Privacy.
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 I knew it. Okay. I'm gonna start with Justice Cobbs, and then we're gonna go to Justice Cunningham, and then to Cameron. Home cooked or takeout?
Home cooked.
Home cooked.
So you're right.
Home cooked.
All right. What's your favorite TV show, Justice Cobbs? Oh, what's your favorite newspaper?
Okay, Blue Bloods.
I knew I was gonna get an answer out of that one. Okay, I'm gonna go with favorite newspaper. Now, if you watch TV, please let us know your favorite TV show, Justice Cunningham.
The Wall Street Journal.
Yes, and then Judge Gilman.
The bear.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Okay, good. Now, last, and it's gonna get a little deep. This is it's gonna get a little deep. Do you have any special talents or hidden skills? Justice Cummings.
I think I can sing.
Okay, got a singer in here. Okay, she can think, she thinks she can sing. Okay, Justice Cunningham.
I'm a pretty good skier.
Okay, all right.
I'm a yogi.
Yo.
A yogi. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yogi.
Namaste.
Yogi.
Class in 30 minutes.
Oh, let's get you out of here. All right. Now, last question, and I hope you guys feel comfortable answering. But what is your biggest fear? And I want to start with Judge Cameron.
So, my fear is that this country continues in the direction it's going. I am very concerned about the current environment, the conflict, the divisiveness, and I really hope that come 2024, we begin to right the ship.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Justice Cox.
The erosion of democracy.
Excuse me, I didn't.
The erosion of democracy.
Fear, I said.
All right, and Justice Cunningham.
The outcome of the presidential election.
Expound on
It's a
that.
it's so many words, right? I think that that's what it comes down to. And as a matter of fact, I am going to let you guys off the hook, but you guys made me think of a question with that, and it is about what you see as far as the 2024 election and it going to the Supreme Court of the of the United States of SCOTUS, right? What I don't even know the date of the election, but the day after the election, what does the Supreme Court look like if lawsuits are taken in favor of either outcome? Like, what do you foresee coming? Because we don't know who's going to win. We don't know how it's going to turn out, but how do you see the courts playing a role in that? And that would be my final question to you all, of course, because that one just came off the top of my head after having this conversation with you all. But if you choose to answer, that would be your closing statement. Y'all good with answering that question? Or you can choose to do a closing
I'm
statement.
not sure how the question is phrased, if I can answer it, but I'd like to, so.
Okay, please, let me rephrase. When it comes to the day after the election, and depending on who the winner is, with the current Supreme Court that we have in the United States, how do you see any potential outcome that keeps us on the track of democracy?
Well, I think it's really very difficult to predict what the issue is going to be if it goes to the Supreme Court. But the Supreme Court justices are there for life, and we have an extremely conservative United States Supreme Court. So whatever issue comes before the court, I guess we can all assume that it's going to have a conservative bent. Beyond that, I'm not sure how it's going to come out. Hopefully, whatever the outcome of the election is, it will not end up in the court, because I think the people should choose the president and not the court. So in my view, I would hope that enough people go out to vote so that the election is decisive and it doesn't end up in the US Supreme Court, because I think that that's not consistent with democracy.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Justice Cobbs. Oh, no, can y'all switch mics real quick?
Why, thank you, Justice Cunningham. I think she answered it eloquently, so I'm going to use my time to make a closing statement. I'm Justice Cynthia Cobbs. I'm a justice on the Illinois Appellate Court, where I have been serving by assignment of the Illinois Supreme Court for 9 years. I am running to continue my service as a justice on the Illinois Appellate Court because in my race, I am actually the most qualified to serve in my position. I have the highest bar ratings of every bar association who has evaluated my qualifications. I am endorsed by the Democratic Party, Ida's Legacy, AFL-CIO, as well as a number of other entities that have evaluated my qualifications. My punch number is 132. To be successful in my quest to continue my service on the Illinois Appellate Court will require the vote of every Democratic voter in Cook County. I seek to serve the citizens of Cook County in the Appellate Court with integrity, honesty, experience, and quality. My punch number is 132. I am Justice Cynthia Cobbs. I am your Illinois Appellate Court Justice.
Okay.
And Justice Cunningham, I'm giving you time to go, okay? But I'm gonna go first here, and then I'm gonna come back to you. Thank you.
Magnificent.
So, what you can do, if you want to answer and you want to give a closing statement.
Well, in terms of elections, I will tell you the candidates in this room are very much focused on March 19th. We are fortunate to live in Illinois that has a heavily Democratic constituency and courts. The three of us are endorsed by the Democratic Party, and we're very proud of that endorsement. I am Judge Celia Louise Gamrath. I am number 134 on the ballot. I have worked in the appellate court. I know the work, I love the work, and quite frankly, I'm very good at the work. I'm using my skill set to serve a broader population. And that's why this campaign is not just about me or my colleagues. It's about what you can do to ensure the highest qualified candidates, the most experienced candidates are elected, to make sure that Cook County stays on the right side of justice. We are fair, we are equitable, we are experienced. We are here today because we care about you and what you think. We hope we have earned your support and your vote because, like my colleagues, I too have been rated highest qualified in my race. I'm counting on you, and you should count on us for fairness. Fair means fairness, accountability, integrity, and respect. That's our vision, that's our mission, that's who we are.
Thank you. And just, I didn't mean you get to give your close up.
Okay, I am Joy Virginia Cunningham, and as I started at the beginning, I'm ending with, I am your Supreme Court Justice. I was appointed to the Supreme Court because I was the best one for the job. There are 24 appellate court justices. The Supreme Court picked me, and they picked me because I am the most qualified. And I've now been doing the job for over a year, which tells you that I am the right one for the job. I think it's important for you to know that I do have a challenger, and I am your Supreme Court Justice. My challenger could have been chosen by the Supreme Court. They didn't, they chose me. So I think it's very important for all of you to know that the reason that they chose me is because I'm certainly competent, I'm experienced, I'm capable of doing the job, and I am doing a really good job. And I want you to continue to support me so that I can continue to do a really good job, because I am your Supreme Court Justice for all of Cook County, regardless of your gender, your race, your sexual orientation, where you came from, where your mother came from, wherever you are in this county, I am your Supreme Court Justice. And I bring with me all of the experiences that I've had at all three levels of the court system. I've served at all three levels: circuit court, appellate court, and now the Supreme Court. Plus, I bring outside experience that my colleagues on the court actually really don't have, and I think it's important to have a broad base of experience as a Supreme Court Justice. So I ask for your support because I am the best one for the job. I'm already doing the job, and I'm doing it well, and I understand what it takes to be a Supreme Court Justice, because I've been doing the job and I'm doing it well. So I am Joy Virginia Cunningham, and I am your Supreme Court Justice. I am number 121, and I don't have any rhymes for you. 121, that's it.
Thank you. Yes.
I just want to make certain that all of our listeners are really cognizant or aware that it is the March primary that is significant for judicial races. We are in Cook County. It is unlikely that judicial candidates will have a Republican opponent. If you do not vote in the March primary, you cannot help us. Please do not wait until November. That is the wrong
That's not what it
time.
is.
You must vote in the March primary to help us either keep our seats or gain our seats. March 4th, early voting begins in all 50 wards and the townships. March 19th is the general election. Please, you must cast your vote for judges in March 2024. Thank you.
Thank you for that.